Thanks for joining our jam session in Washington, D.C. inside of Verizon Center. And don't you dare be moving at 8 o'clock, if you know what I mean. Got a whole lot of Washington and Minnesota going on tonight. This is the NHL on Comcast Sportsnet. The Capitals and the Wild. Joe Beninati, Craig Laughlin upstairs, Al Koken for you ringside. It's the first of the two get-togethers between these two. Washington closing out a home stand in red. On ice officials, the referees are Tim Peel and Ian Walsh. It'll be Johnny Murray and Tim Nowak on the line.
Should be a good one. Both these teams on a little bit of a roll. It's a good matchup for both hockey clubs.
Crisscrossing on the attack. Troy Brouwer looking to Brooks Light. Straightened up there defensively. Washington in the offensive territory. Adam Oates' combinations deep pairing to the top of the screen. No changes in the lineup from the one that downed the New York Islanders a couple days ago.
And what you'll notice in this hockey game, both these teams love to have the puck. It's going to be the team that has the puck the most that will win this hockey game. They both like to regroup. They both want to be under control. They want to enter the opposition's offensive zone under control. Look for a lot of sweet passes and puck possession here tonight.
Head coach Mike Yeo deploying the Minnesota Wild thusly at the top of the screen. Erat turns the corner. Matched up with Jared Spurgeon on a tap-tap passing play for Ovechkin. No shot to the cage. It is very difficult for teams to get shots against Minnesota. Backhand bid from Fontaine that was blunted by Urban. Ovechkin looking to create through center, and he was taken off the puck by Kyle Brodziak.
Most games, the teams would love to get 25 or more, but that has not been happening. This is a team that averages about 24 shots against. You have to be very particular getting it past the blockers to get pucks on their goaltender tonight.
Ryan Suter sends it right to Braden Holtby. He'll dish for Alexi on the reverse to Urban as we near the 2-minute mark of a scoreless first period. Joel Ward, 42 in the red, began his NHL career with the Minnesota Wild.
Played 17 games there, picked up an assist in his time with Minnesota.
Kamara's pass picked off by Suter as Green cheats in from point position. Ward marked on the outside by Mikael Granlund, and away come the Wild. Yo wants the line change. Schmidt has it, a Minnesota native in his own right. Schmidt will dump it hard around. Danny Heatley, soccer style, back towards the cage, guarded by Josh Harding.
You've got to have pretty good depth when Danny Heatley's on the so-called fourth line for this Wild team the last couple of games.
Zenon Konopka, who we saw there briefly, said that Heatley's been a true pro. Accepting that demotion, the numbers have not been coming his way, not nearly the way we're often seeing from the likes of Danny Heatley. This is scooped into the corner. Volpatty, a rough hit there with Clayton Stoner, and it's going to draw a penalty. A penalty call coming with Stoner down in a heap.
And it's going to be Volpatty for the Caps heading off, so their penalty killing is going to have to go to work early here in the first period against Minnesota's power play. And that's been getting better on a consistent basis because they have such a lot of talent, much like the Caps. Here's Stoner and Volpatty. It's probably going to be that stick into the belly that upends their defenseman that sends Volpatty off here in this first period.
The kick in the face right there didn't help either. Netminders tonight. Craig Laughlin provides details.
Joe B, two of the hottest goalies in the league right now for the visitors. The Wild, Josh Harding, 8-2-1. He allows about a goal a game in his 12 starts. He's won 5 straight. Braden Holtby on a roll, looking to go to 7-5. He picked up a nice win against the Islanders in that 6-2 win over 30 saves. He's won 3 straight for the Caps.
Stoner up and okay, back towards the Wild dressing room. I'm going to check on him as Aaron Volpatty sits in the penalty box. Minnesota has the second best power play to Washington in all of the NHL. Strength against strength here. Washington with a #1 penalty killing unit on the circuit.
Yeah, they got similar players. You know, Caps have Green as a quarterback. They have Suter. They have we have Ovechkin. They have Parise. So a lot of similarities the way they move the puck around for these two respective power plays.
Charlie Coyle works out of the corner, finds Parise and play it on top. Suter's way. For Pominville, a former longtime Sabre. Suter guns one right off the pads of Braden Holtby. Parise keeps it hot. Suter keeps it moving too, and Pominville will drift away from pressure. Suter winds and drives, deflected down by Koivu. Answered and played to safety by John Carlson.
An excellent stop right there. Any change of direction that abruptly is tough for any netminder. That was a beauty right off their captain's stick in the high slot.
Suter gaining ground through center. On the wings to send in for Nino Niederreiter. Niederreiter collects, leaves it back behind the net. And advantage time another 50 seconds for Minnesota. The Wild in white. Suter on the interchange for Granlund. He's marked by Joel Ward. Heatley fidgets one to the front. Ward with a takeaway, and he'll send Minnesota packing.
And there we see that excellent penalty kill once again. The Caps have allowed all of 5 this whole season, 4 on home ice, 1 on the road, and their positioning has been textbook. They don't get running around. They've had good outs. That must continue against this power play.
Jamming in the corner. Loose puck. Played back out by Washington. Once more. Volpatti serves another 15 seconds. Nearing the 5-minute mark of the opening period. Jonas Brodin is 25 in white. He's the running mate often with Ryan Suter, which means he gets an awful lot of ice time. Erat claims it for Washington. Erat moving the puck right into Brodin, who's still playing with a full face mask.
And got a broken cheekbone hit with a puck. Has tried a couple of different things on his cheek, like a full shield. Now he's wearing that sort of aquarium-style cage over his broken cheekbone, but he's also tried the webbing.
Ovechkin snapshot, squeezed by Harding. With absolutely no time for belief in Beninati, we move on to Craig's Voice on Value, presented by Morgan Franklin Consulting.
And we're going to talk danger zone. Danger zone decision. The Caps are going to have to execute at both blue lines, 10 feet inside the defensive zone, make sure they make good, quick passes out. And once they get to the opposition's blue line, the Wild's blue line, have a purpose with the puck. They'd love to carry it in. They'd like to work a cycle, get the puck down low, but they have to have placement against this Wild team. They can't just dump it into the corner and hope to get it. They have to have purpose in how they move the puck.
The other Washington coach in the building, aside from Craig, that is, Adam Oates, talking about evaluating his club on a daily basis. Sure, they're happy with the 3 straight wins, but everything is game to game with this group. As Backstrom feathers one to center, Ovechkin relays for Erat, twisting around, and Martin Erat lost possession of the puck. Matt Cook, a former Cap, plays it ahead. Brodziak ran into the shoulder of Nate Schmidt. Alex Ovechkin for Washington. The team's leading goal scorer. Half of his production has come on the power play. We're at even strength 5-on-5. Minnesota out shooting Washington 3-1. This is offside Caps on the rush. Star Treks presented by Toyota. Craig, these two players are producing quite nicely.
Yeah, there he is. Jason Pominville, nice offseason signing. 5 years for Pominville, former Buffalo Sabre for so many years. 9 goals in his last 11 games. Last week, remember, he was the #1 star. He can put the puck in the net. And Marcus, nice to see him score his first the other night. Second in assists with 11 for number 90.
That was also a power play goal, the one of Johansson, which you speak, against the New York Islanders in a 6-2 triumph. Spurgeon on the outlet. Scandella continues the thrust. Marco Scandella on the dump in. Urbom for Washington pinned to the boards. Zenon Konopka, a friendly sort. Danny Heatley is there at the top of the forecheck for Minnesota.
Now, wasn't that a penalty? He had him all wrapped up.
Big wingspan of Danny Heatley. Chimera from wing to wing. Oleksiy will have possession of the puck for Washington. Urbom moves it ahead for Chimera. He'll tip it in. Harding waits. Harding's been so good. He's taken away the #1 net-minding chores from the other Nicklas Backstrom.
And he's always been a backup in his career.
Pominville behind the D. Pominville off the shoulder of Braden Holtby.
That's why he scores so much. He's very good at his release. He's got a sneaky release, which makes it tough on any netminder.
Nino Niederreiter reversing it back into the flow for Granlund, who has points in 5 of his last 6. Cross rink, Stoner lines and drives, a split save for Holtby. John Carlson has possession, teaming up with Troy Brow on the delivery for Brooks Light. That wrister was spoiled on the rush. Blank goes heavily to the boards. Puck pursuit coming from Marcus Johansson. Schmidt towards the goal. That's batted away. Schmidt kept it in. Brouwer lets it fly, deflected wide of the goal. Stoner and Like were both hovering in front of Harding. Brooks Like loops it towards the cage, and it's gloved down as the Caps are in the middle of a line change. Charlie Coyle bumped there by Schmidt.
Yeah, Schmidt's been great this shift. 3 great keep ins, and talk about gap control. There was no room for the Wild. Excellent job by the Caps' young defenseman.
Penalty call coming up. Washington on the power play when you return. This is the NHL on Comcast Sportsnet. This was not holding or hugging or tackling.
Capitals and Wild still scoreless in the first. With so many potential Olympians on the ice, we ask you to join the conversation tonight on Twitter as we ask you, what is your opinion about NHL players participating in the Olympics? Get your response into hashtag Capitals Talk. We'll hear from you throughout the game. Back upstairs for the first Capital Power Play of the night.
Much appreciated, Al. As someone who's had the good pleasure of broadcasting a couple of those Olympic Games with NHL players, it is a phenomenal spectacle to watch. The Caps are about to go to a man advantage here. Nate Prosser is in the penalty box for cross-checking. Hashtag Capitals Talk to weigh in on tonight's question concerning the NHL player participation in the Olympic tournament. 5-on-4 for the guys in the red jerseys. No score in this one as we cross the 8-minute mark of period 1. Johansson settles. Interchange. Backstrom. There's Ovechkin. He scores!
The head coach talking to his players on the Minnesota bench, wondering what just happened. Well, it took about 10 seconds, and it was in the net. Half-wall Nick across the seam. No chance for the defenseman. Brodin did not read the play, didn't have his stick in the passing lane, and spun around in front. The young defenseman did not get his stick in the paint. Goes to OV, and he puts it along the ice between the pads of Harding, their goaltender. Their power play for last game. They'll have 5 PPGs in 2 games.
Blocker, as time permits, explain to the viewers why it is that Ovechkin's so good on that one-timer.
It's all about positioning, but most importantly, it's a pass, Joe. Anytime you get it in the wheelhouse like that, you're going to be able to shoot it immediately. It does not allow the goaltender to come across laterally to face that puck. Thought OV could have put it short side a lot quicker, but that went through the body.
Grabowski gets behind the defense. Mikhail Grabowski with a drive, fought off by Josh Harding. And it seems on the power play, it doesn't matter if it's Backstrom or Johansson delivering those cross-crease passes. Ovechkin's timing on them has been wonderful, and those 2 pivots are putting it right on a platter.
And he's on the backside. It's hard to, as a defenseman, to read that play coming across. As a young D, in particular, like Brodin was there, he probably thought he had that pass taken away. But Nick Backstrom, what a set of mitts he has. He's able to put it right on the tape, game in, game out. You'd have to say that's one of their marquee set plays on their power play.
The execution continues to be extraordinary. No teams know it's coming. Backstrom with a quick pass. Ovechkin takes it off the boards and rockets one wide. Urban lunging to keep it in. Capitals working the puck in the offensive zone. A 1-0 advantage. Alex Ovechkin on the board with his 13th. Stoner shaken up early in the game. Ooh, heavy hit delivered along the dasher there. Brodziak came up with a word for the referee. As Matt Cook pulls the trigger, it's a pad save for Holtby. He left a very tasty rebound, but the Caps came to his aid. Then Ovechkin gets tripped up, and Minnesota again will play with fire.
Huge opportunity for this Capitals team. They have 5 power play goals in their last 9 shots. And here's OV being taken down, working the wall, the stick between the legs, and they knew it right away. The referee's 10 feet away. And you'll see Fontaine heading to the box on a tripping minor. Caps go right back to the power play where they struck earlier.
Capitals on home ice as Fontaine
14, 2 minutes for tripping.
Gets a little lecture from referee Tim Peel. Washington here at home on the power play better than 33%. Adam Oates goes right back to the top unit. Already with a 1-0 advantage. These power play stats are packaged by our friends at the UPS store. Green and Ovechkin in back. Johansson, Brouwer and Backstrom left to right across the front. Face-off control belongs to Washington. Mike Green steps in. Ovechkin one-timer, a missile that goes wide. Nicholas Backstrom ready to create with Johansson. On a little give and go. Sauce pass for Ovechkin, looking for the backdoor tip. And it went beneath the blade of Johansson. Backstrom settles. Fidgets, one touch. There's a great stop by Harding on Brouwer.
And there's the second execution of their play that they like to utilize, this power play. When the coaches were talking about it, it's all about repetition, winning face-offs, which they did here, which allowed them to set it up. And that was rolling a little bit on Troy. He'd like to have that one back. And interchangeable pieces. They move a lot in their power play, which make them very difficult to defend.
Brouwer has 4 goals this year, 3 of them via the man advantage. And right now this group is brimming with confidence the way they are slinging it around. Wild controlled the face-off. They came into this week as the top draw team in the NHL. Mike Green casually back for the breakout to begin. 80 seconds in the man advantage. Backstrom hits Johansson. Marcus Johansson slams on the break, lays it back, and Brodziak knew that was coming. He'll clear.
That was an excellent entry, and then just that pass that's nicely read, as you mentioned, Joe B, by Brodziak. He's always been a good two-way player. Gets a lot of penalty killing time with the Wild, and there you see why. You have to be smart to play on the penalty kill unit.
Backstrom with the entry. Green one-timer wide of the goal. It had Harding drifting there. Ovechkin settles. Puts some air under that for Green. Moves the puck for Ovechkin. Quickly through the seam for Johansson. Marcus Johansson tables it for Ovechkin. That was intercepted. Granlund didn't get it out. Ovechkin with good hustle along the boards. Power play time, 33 seconds. Backstrom, turn it for Green. Down low, Johansson. Weak side, Ovechkin. Fires, that's off the defender. Brodin, collected by Green with 20 seconds to operate. Quick passing play, Backstrom for Johansson. Marcus returns it to Nicholas, and then Mike Green with a drive, deflected off the post.
Notice their 2 defensemen in particular have been out there the whole time. They've got to continue to pepper the goaltender. Both Suter and Brodin are dead.
This is a power play clinic from Washington in the first 2 opportunities. Finally a poor pass, and just as Justin Fontaine leaves the box, Washington is 1 for 2. 8 minutes left to play in the opening period. Ovechkin from Backstrom and Johansson at 8-10. It's 1-0 for DC. Alzner gets the center line, plays it along the boards. Gal Grabowski right there in the face of Jared Spurgeon. It's a Minnesota team playing without defender Keith Ballard on the blue line. Point position, Washington with it. Alzner has the puck now. John Carlson with a wrister on the way that hit traffic. Carlson with goals in each of the last 2 outings.
Start this hockey game, the Caps are very crisp in everything they've been doing. They're skating, they're moving the puck tape to tape. All very important parts of their game plan.
Ward rumbling in. Ward left the puck there. Mikko Koivu says thanks. Koivu on the counterattack with Charlie Coyle. The late guy is Scandella, and Holtby got a chunk of that, forcing it out of play. 7 minutes, 8 seconds to go opening period, and Braden Holtby with a 1-goal lead to protect the man who gave it to him on the man advantage. The captain, Alex Ovechkin, on the board once more.
Capitals with the lead, 1-0. Calle Johansson, can you say enough about your special teams?
Well, I can only speak for the PP so far. You know, they're tremendous. I want to stand there and howl on the bench when I see them. You know, it's great watching. And even if we don't score, they create a lot of chances. It's great job.
Yeah, even that last power play seemed to have generated some momentum.
Yeah, they're playing so good, you know, and we can't score in every one, but at least there's a chance to score in every one of them.
All right, we appreciate Calle Johansson with the Legal Seafoods Bite of the Night.
Echo those sentiments from up here in the booth as we have 7 minutes to go in this first period of play. The NHL on Comcast Sportsnet. Joe Beninati, Craig Laughlin upstairs. You just saw Al Koken ringside for you. Only the 13th ever meeting between Washington and Minnesota. Caps have a 1-0 advantage if you're just tuning in with us. A power play goal from who else? Alex Ovechkin. Green with a blast that went wide. Schmidt towards the goal, nobody home. Mike Green will capture again for the Caps. Leaves it below the goal line. Jonas Brodin there with Brooks Laich. Adam Oates was talking about Brooks Laich being so frustrated that things haven't gone his way. And one thing he talked about, Craig, and people forget, Brooks missed almost a full season last year.
Yeah, with that problem that he had, lower body, and now, he's coming back, though. I see things each and every game that he's getting better, and sometimes just timing and touches and going to the net, all the little things that we've seen Brooks do in the past. Once that all comes together, you're going to see a different hockey player.
Steve Oleksy and Nate Schmidt retreat. Icing's washed out. Caps have possession of the puck. 5:50 to go in period 1. Minnesota out shooting Washington unofficially 7-4. Sharp angle bid. Hope he makes the stop, and he's quick as a cat to cover up. Chance for us to step away. Back to the big building downtown in just a few moments with Washington in front. 1-0 here in Washington. Did you see Winnipeg's Adam Pardy into the crowd in Chicago last night? AAA Caps insider Chuck Gormley speaks of interesting player-fan interaction.
That's right, Joe. It's one of the strangest plays I've seen. Adam Pardy gets checked through the glass into the crowd, and a fan takes his helmet off and puts it on his head. Crazy thing. So I asked a couple of the Caps and Adam Oates today, what was the craziest thing they've seen with some players and fans interacting? That story is on csnwashington.com. Guys?
We'll keep an eye out for it. And Chuck, make sure nobody pours a beer in your helmet tonight. Did you see that locker? It was amazing.
It was amusing.
Yes. But could you imagine Claude Noel, the head coach for the Jets, as Adam comes back to the... do you have any sort of a problem you want to tell us about? Poor guy was reeking of beer. 1-0 for Washington. Jason Schmier and the Caps concluding a 3-game homestand. They've won 3 straight overall. About to embark on a weekend spent in Phoenix and in Denver.
It's a tough trip. Back-to-back games on Saturday and Sunday. Should be a lot of fun. Caps have been playing better on the road. I think if they get this win tonight, you want to go on the road with confidence. They're brimming with confidence right now in their specialty teams. That'll bode well for this hockey club on the road.
No easy assignment, though, with the Minnesota Wild. Coyle closes. He fans on that one. Looked like his hockey stick snapped. He's still playing with it. Wild in the offensive zone. Koivu. Mikko, that is, for Parise. Play it on top. Scandella. Cross rink to Prosser. Towards the goal and wide. Charlie Coyle, who played collegiately at Boston University, was the Hockey East Rookie of the Year there. Mikhail Grabowski tap with Joel Ward through center, and Adam Oates wants a line change. As we've drifted below 5 minutes to go in this opening period with a 1-0 lead provided by Alex Ovechkin. Through center, Heatley on the delay. Danny Heatley, 2 times a 50-goal scorer during his days with the Ottawa Senators. The pass behind Heatley. They wash out the hybrid icing. Granlund on the feed. Pominville, bang to the front. Heatley on another chance. A third try, and Holtby scurries over to beat Pominville.
And notice their coach has made some line changes, moving guys around. Heatley started on the 4th line, now starting with Granlund and Pominville for that shift. Coach probably liked the way Heatley started this game. He was in on the forward check, had the puck a lot early on, so being rewarded for that type of play.
You do these sketches of the lines, and you figure that's where Heatley would belong. Nino Niederreiter's been playing there, and to take nothing away from Nino, but that is Danny Heatley, the same player who finished last year on the injured list, a shoulder problem.
Took a lot of time to recover from that.
Johansson picking up speed with Mike Green forced back. Brodziak doing the honors. Fontaine chips it into the corner. 3.5 to go, first period. Johansson on the outlet that twisted around Troy Brouwer. Capitals healthy scratches tonight. Dmitry Orlov, Jay Beagle, and Eric Fair not in the lineup. Brooks Laich through center on the dump down. On the lip of the boards, a strange bounce there, and Harding had to be quick to cover up. Folks, listen up. Capitals Rinkside and Clubhouse all-inclusive packs. They are moving fast. Reward yourself, friends, and colleagues with a night of first-class fun starting an hour before the puck drops. Call 202-266-CAPS for more details.
And Alex Ovechkin, the only man on board here on CSN on the power play. He's now tied with the top leader in the NHL in goals with Steen with 13 apiece. He moves past Stamkos, who he came in tied with.
That's Mike Yeo named head coach for Minnesota back in June of 2011.
One of 15 coaches that have never played in the NHL, but had a long time in the IHL, played in the OHL, won a Stanley Cup with the Pittsburgh Penguins, working alongside their head coach. So he's got a nice resume, and he's had some nice years in Minnesota.
So Mike would have been there both when Terrien and Bilesma were at the helm. Schmidt guns one in from center. Right on through to point position. There's Danny Heatley. Heatley cruising back through center with Torrey Mitchell. Off injured former San Jose Shark. Scandella with a drive right to the breadbasket of Holtby, but there's a penalty call coming here. The Caps are going to be shorthanded. Thompson Creek window of opportunity shows you the power play goal from the Great Eight.
Man, it's textbook. We saw this the other night against... There you see the shot right there. Same typical play that we saw against the Islanders. Just a bang-bang play. Half wall down low and across the seam. Alex Ovechkin leads the NHL in power play goals. Now he moves 2 ahead of Molson and Parise in that department. So he's all over the standings around the NHL when it comes to goal scoring.
Power play late in the period. You shoot the puck more, I would guess, because the ice is more bumpy.
Yeah, but they're still going to pick their spots. You've got to pass a little crisper, a little harder to get away from this bumpy ice.
Suter fires. That's rejected by Brouwer. Power play stats are packaged by the UPS store. 2:20 to go. First period. Coyle flushed out by Carlson. Pominville never has to be encouraged to shoot. Stuff attempt here to the front, and it just trickles in. Charlie Coyle.
Holtby knew it was coming there. He knew it. It was his reaction. Unbelievable quickness. Got his mitt on it. But it takes them all of 20 seconds to score on their power play. Charlie Coyle, a guy you just mentioned about going to Boston University. He's usually a center. They put him on the wing on the top line. Plays the #1 power play. Big numbers everywhere he's played. That's a beautiful backhand pass. I mean, nothing better than that. Watch Parise come out. There's a pass right beside the left skate boot of Carlson. And there's Coyle beating Brouwer to the net. Right in the paint. No chance for the Caps netminder, although he did get a piece of that shot on his catching glove.
Charlie Coyle, second-year pro, had an assist in that last outing against Calgary. This is his 5th game of the season. He answers the Caps power play goal with one of his own at 17:51. Mike Green ventures back to play for Washington. Elusive on the breakout. Green through center. Connecting with Joel Ward, who is tied up quickly. Chimera will slug it in. Josh Harding will play back behind the Minnesota net. Harding, an incredible story, performing at such a high level and dealing with multiple sclerosis.
Yeah, it's amazing. He found about that about a year or so ago, Joe, and he's now had medicine that he has to take. They found the right combination that he's able to perform. It's something that's not going to go away in his lifetime, but he's figured out a way for it to be settled down, and he has been terrific, and he's not worrying about it. He's played and come in, learning of that with tremendous courage.
Snapshot towards the cage. 1-1 hockey game. Backstrom back the other way to threaten Harding here. Nicholas fires a stick save for Josh Harding, and the rebound is off the rink.
Yeah, excellent stop right there. Long-range shot. Nick Backstrom already has an assist in this hockey game on the power play. Nick Backstrom, always think of him as a setup guy, and he's putting up assists again this year.
You and I both believe, though, that he is so much better and so much more productive when he shoots the puck himself.
Yeah, well, it creates more opportunities. It takes away. It's sort of a disguise. Nick, coming into this game, had 85 points his last 82 games overall. He's always going to be a point-per-game producer. He's that good. He's in the high echelon of centers around the league, top 5 for sure. The way he can move, the way he passes, he's a be-all and do-all here in Washington.
Kicked out of the dot here is Backstrom, who has 7 points in his last 3 games. Erad on the draw. Face-off play put on. Wild sniffed it out. Pominville drills it in from center. All the way to Mikko Koivu, and then Parise. Measured there by Carlson, who gave him a little cross-check to boot. Ovechkin the other way with 40 seconds in the period. Erad and Backstrom. Cross rink. Ovechkin didn't get much mustard at all on that backhand, trying to make a tough catch. Jonas Brodin fanned on the dump in. Brodin, NHL All-Rookie Defender last year, along with Edmonton's Justin Schultz.
Among all rookies, he had the most ice time overall of all youngsters.
Well, if you play with Suter, you're going to be out there at least 25 minutes. Like waiting. Suter over 28 minutes this fall.
I liked one of his playoff games. I think it was close to 42 minutes that he played against the Hawks.
A piece of cake. As this first period comes to its conclusion, 20 minutes done. Washington and Minnesota for the first go-round of 2 this season. 1-1 after 20. Ovechkin on the power play for Washington, and then Charlie Coyle would respond on the man advantage for Minnesota. We are getting set for Lattice's Intermission Live with you on Comcast Sportsnet. Al Koken should have a guest with him. Highlights and stats are coming up, and Monsieur Lachlan at the telestrator. There are 10 games going on this Thursday night as we begin Lattice's Intermission Live by sending it to Al Koken and Chuck Gormley.
Joe, thank you very much. Chuck, I guess when you see the best 2 power plays in the NHL on display, you're going to see what we saw in that first period.
Yeah, both teams really want to stay out of the box tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, please
See, Alex Ovechkin, geez, we asked Adam Oates about this. Can't you stop this power play? And he said, no. I mean, I'm surprised more teams in the league aren't using this format. But Alex Ovechkin in his office, and just a great shot there.
And on the flip side, that Minnesota Wild power play is certainly very lethal as well. And it's also interesting right now, the Wild living up to their billing of not allowing a lot of shots on goal, particularly at 5-on-5.
Oh, you're right. And that power play goal, Zach Parise going to the net. And you don't want anybody else on the ice with the puck, but Zach Parise in that position, great player. And I think Braden Holtby got a piece of that, but it still went in.
All right, we thank Chuck Gormley. Remind you can read his work as soon as the game is over on CSNWashington.com. We'll be speaking to Minnesota native Nate Schmidt when Lattice's Intermission Live continues.
Our Comcast Sportsnet coverage of Capitals hockey is being brought to you by Jeep. Visit Jeep.com. Legal Seafoods. If it isn't fresh, it isn't legal. Buy high-yield checking from Capital One Bank, the official bank of the Washington Capitals. Morgan Franklin Consulting. Big capabilities, local roots. And by your Washington area Honda dealers. Thursday night in the nation's capital, the Washington Capitals entertaining the Minnesota Wild. Each team with a power play marker. One from Ovechkin, one from Coyle. It's 1-1 getting set for the start of period 2. And now it's time for the hard hits highlights brought to you by Timberland Pro.
And we're going to focus on the grade 8. We know about his goal scoring ability, but we also know he plays a tough, hard game. Here's some of the best hits he's leveled guys with this season. Just about every game we can pick out one great Ovechkin hit. If he can't hit you, and if he can't go around you, he's going to go through you. Like that D learned for the Winnipeg Jets.
Goal number 13 on the season for Alex back in period number 1. Hashtag Capitals talk throughout the night. We know Ovechkin's going to be prominent at the Olympics. What's your opinion of the NHL players participating in the Olympic Games?
Well, as you mentioned in that first, you've done several of these. You love the Olympic hockey. Absolutely. NHL players representing their countries. That's why we look forward to the Winter Olympics. One of the main reasons.
Sochi in the month of February 2014. The Olympic Games come to life on ice. We are 1-1 in the NHL this Thursday night. 10 other games going on as well. A busy evening. The highest level of the sport. Quick centering pass. Mikko Koivu denied there by Holtby, and then he'll cover the rebound.
Wonderful stop. Big time bang bang play. They had a triangle set up down low behind the Capitals net. It went from one side to the other and just quickly out to Koivu. Look at this pass by Coyle. There's that hard shot. Braden Holtby in the paint but down, able to catch that with the left pad.
Wild are looking like they feel good now. They made mincemeat out of Calgary 2 nights ago.
Yeah, they really took it to him, especially in the second and third period. They got their legs under them. The Caps are going to have to counter and play with that emotion and get the lead back that they had early.
Finnish-born Mikael Granlund on ice, wears 64 in the white. This Wild team has been excellent at XL Energy Center in St. Paul.
Yeah, don't they have the most points of any NHL team on home turf?
Played a lot of games there, too.
Yep.
Granlund through the seam to his backhand. Leaves it in his wake there, and it's ripped wide by Pominville. He won't miss the target from there very often. Niederreiter thrusts it back. He'll remember this building fondly, won't he?
First NHL goal, correct, with the Islanders.
Erat turns it on for Backstrom. A beautiful move. Nicklas Backstrom fires. Harding makes the save. Backstrom sets it for Ovechkin, and he gunned one wide.
And if that's on the net, that is past Harding, and the goaltender's catching glove just whistled her wide of that far post.
With the puck at center, Justin Fontaine. Goals in 4 of his last 7 games. Mike Green looking for his first tally this fall. Brodziak keeping him at bay.
And that's that danger zone I was talking about, Joe. Notice they were 10 feet inside their blue line. They didn't get it in, and now the forecheck starts for the Wild.
Kyle Brodziak dribbles one to the front, deflected there, and Holtby was pinned to the post. Chimera glanced it ahead for Joel Hoare. Moving the puck around with Marco Scandella. Help comes from Nate Prosser, who's in the lineup for the injured Keith Ballard. Washington missing a couple of banged-up blue liners, namely Jack Hillen and John Erskine. Mikhail Grabowski to an open Joel Ward. He will hum one in from center. Chimera waiting. Prosser draws a bead on him. Grabowski bumped behind the cage. Carlson had a chip past him, and Brooks Laich will recover at center ice. Laich maneuvers the puck ahead on through Carlson. That was too hot to handle for him. As the Wild dump it in, Braden Holtby says it should be icing, but it's washed out.
Yeah, Carl Alsner tripped up a little bit, and that allowed their guy to get to that so-called imaginary line first to deny that icing call.
Coyle feeds. Parise hooks it on back for Suter's drive, deflected down and wide of the goal. John Carlson moved the puck past Jared Spurgeon. Brouwer for Washington didn't get it out. As Holtby will tee it up again. 3-minute mark of the second period, 1-1. All the scoring in the opening frame, both tallies via the power play. Torrey Mitchell on a regroup. Jonas Brodin. Bad clearing attempt. Johansson says thanks for Laich, and he tapped it wide of the goal. Brooks Laich waits. Absorbs a hit. Relays for Johansson. Up top to Steve Oleksy. Just managed to keep that one alive. Tom Wilson for Washington. Wilson a goal and an assist last time out. Brooks Laich to the point. It'll get away from Michael Latta. This line played very sparingly in the opening period. Wilson leaves it for Latta. He wasn't in the attack zone yet. Delayed offside, washed out. Then in Konopka feeds the wing. Alex Urban for Washington defensively in good shape. And Latta plays it along for Aaron Volpato. With a puck in the offensive zone. Wilson, a hard hit delivered to Scandella. Wild will roll back out. Niederreiter on for Pominville, offside against Minnesota. Folks, as always, we have McDonald's trivia for you, and it concerns these two teams in their first ever matchup. Can you remember who played goal that night? December 14, 2000. Locker, we did the game. Locker, there are only 4 guys to consider.
I can't remember.
Nicklas Backstrom wasn't there then. That's the other Nicklas Backstrom. Minnesota's Nicklas Backstrom. There are 4 guys to consider. Steve Farrell, I hate you. There are 4 guys to consider. It's a 50-50 shot, which means I have no chance.
I'm not even in the running on this one tonight.
Come on, you have to know the Washington side. You have to know the Washington potential frontrunner. Everybody knows him. Ovechkin working back. Suter keeping an eye on him on the quick counterattack. It's Matt Cook. Places it back behind the cage. Fontaine covered up there by Erat. Martin Erat knows this Minnesota squad very well from his time in the Western Conference with the Nashville Predators, of course.
36 games played against this club, picking up 27 points. I'd like to see him stash one tonight here for the Caps.
Ovechkin slicing between defenders, drawing a crowd. There were 3 guys all around number 8 in red. Charlie Coyle zooms back the other way. Coyle, the Massachusetts native, to the boards with Mike Green. Support comes from Backstrom. High slot, Koivu shanked it. Parise fires. That stopped as Holtby was leaving his skates. Parise shoulder to shoulder with Chimera. Scandella this way. Suter on the hesitation. He took a chop from Ovechkin. More than one, in fact. Schmidt on the outlet. Backstrom chips it on through. Caps in possession of the puck through center. Nate Schmidt, the Minnesota native, offside on the attack. Tonight's Cold Hard Fact brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Teen Beat. Locker, you still read that magazine.
Scored his first career goal on Tuesday against the Islanders. He's one of 18 teenagers now that have scored an NHL goal this season. Way to go, Tom.
I canceled your subscription to Teen Beat.
We didn't have that in Canada, I don't think,
no.
growing up. No.
That says so much. Grabowski with Chimera and Ward this trip. Counterpunching, it's Niederreiter for Minnesota. Nino Niederreiter, who hails from Switzerland.
Didn't I call him El Nino? Isn't that his nickname?
Well, it's the nickname for you. I don't know if he shares it. Spurgeon, Granlund, and Scandella through center.
That was a big trade for both teams. You know, Clutterbuck we saw the other night had some toughness, you know, and you need a rider, though. It's tough to give up on a young guy.
Granlund in tight, kick out save, rebound. He scores. Mikael Granlund.
And a bang-bang play again. All their offense occurring below the dots, and they're really moving the puck from side to side behind the net. That moves the defense around, and they're finding people in front of the net. Granlund has his second of the season. Here they are looking, coming right into your living room, and there's that little soft spot. The first shot does not go in. The follow-up off the pad does against the Caps, and the Wild have their first lead in this hockey game. Pominville will get the primary assist on the chip shot on the follow-up. Our Jeep net cam looks at Holtby and watch him get that glove up. Just a little too late as the chipper on the second attempt gets past his catching glove.
Mikael Granlund, tied for third coming into this game on the Minnesota point scoring list, has points now in 6 of his last 7. His other goal came against the New Jersey Devils. This one gives Minnesota the lead, a long way from St. Paul.
Last year, he had 2 goals and 8 points overall in the 27 or 28 games he played with this team.
And now Minnesota, a team that can strangle the life out of you, has a lead. Washington with just 6 shots on cage, and we have played almost 27 minutes. And very few shots, fewer than the 6 they have at even strength. Remember, the Caps scored and converted on the power play. Latta lost it there. Scandella will scoop it back onto the Washington side of the table. Steve Oleksy will roam. Oleksy, second when it comes to penalty minutes on this squad to Tom Wilson. Forced it ahead to Brouwer, who leads the team in hits. Brooks Laich working to the outside. Spurgeon was in the skating lane. Johansson measured by Scandella. 7.5 down in the second period. Minnesota in front by 1. Thanks to the strike from Granlund a few moments ago. Niederreiter and Pominville on the assist.
And this is a period that the Caps have really played well in all season long, coming into tonight's action, outscoring the opposition 26-13, doubling them up. Now 26-14, so this is the type of period that they usually score goals in.
Both of these teams unbeaten this month. Minnesota coming in at 9-4-3 overall. Caps now over 500 at 8-7. Schmidt told us earlier this morning he would leave elementary school. They would flood a huge parking lot. They'd skate all night. Minnesota, of course, known for the ponds and the lakes.
I've been able to do that once since moving to Washington, when I flooded my driveway to play out on the hardtop here in Washington when it got cool enough. Love that.
Schmidt had one rule: -10 degrees, he would not play. Either that or he couldn't feel his face. If he couldn't feel his face anymore, he said that was enough. Nate Schmidt, possession of the puck, didn't get it out. Wrist shot on the way that was blocked. Good recovery there by Erat to intercept the bid of Brodin. 11:15 to go, second period, and 2-1 for Minnesota. Craig, you talked about puck possession. Does either team have an advantage in that so far tonight?
I think Minnesota does. They're working the puck. They're making short little passes. They're taking away the Caps between the two blue lines. The Caps are going to be in good shape. They just got to utilize their speed, short little passes, stay patient against this team.
Granlund 2-on-1 with Niederreiter. Granlund right on in. Pad save. Rebound was loose there. Granlund gets another chance. He was stick checked by Grabowski.
And that whole play started between the blues. And it started in the neutral zone for them.
Mikhail Grabowski, full blast, rips one wide. Didn't get a lot of energy behind that shot. It was rolling as he was getting to Josh Harding. Nearing the midway mark of regulation, Minnesota in white protecting the 1-goal advantage. Two teams are skating 5-on-5. Shots on goal unofficially are 18-6. Karlsson will dump it in. Spurgeon keeping an eye on Chimera as we get the play whistled down with 10:15 to go in the second period. Jason Chimera mulling things over. Minnesota's Mikhail Granlund giving the visitors the advantage.
Capitals trail the Wild 2-1, the lone Capital goal on their #1 ranked power play. You know, one of the things that amazes me about that power play, how quickly they score. On Tuesday night, on the 4 power plays they scored, it took them just a combined 3 minutes and 40 seconds to get those 4 goals. And how about tonight? First opportunity, 19 seconds in, Alex Ovechkin bangs home the goal. They could use a little more power play or 5-on-5 work as they're getting outshot 18-6. Back up to you, Joe.
Now, good points from this Washington team. Early in the season, we were belaboring the point that they were relying upon their power play too often, too much for their own good. Tonight, it's been practically the only time they could threaten Josh Harding in goal. It's easy to see why Harding's numbers can be so glorious when he's facing so few quality opportunities. Buy a Hard Times Chili Mac pack, folks. You'll get a Caps ticket, a $5 concession credit, a Capitals hat, and a voucher. Good for 1 Chili Mac to be used at a Hard Times location outside of Verizon Center. 202-266-CAPS for more details.
You can only rely on the power play for so much, Joe. They're not going to call a lot of penalties, and this is Minnesota team that doesn't take a whole lot. They take a lot of minors, but often a lot of them are coincidental. The shots are 6-1 this period. Scoring chances 6-1 Minnesota. The Caps have to jump on this Wild team when it comes to 5-on-5 play.
Jonas Brodin, Locker puts the puck deep into the Washington zone. John Karlsson will send it back out. We mentioned how infrequently these two teams get together. Just a dozen times prior to tonight.
And isn't it only the Cleveland Barons and the California Golden Seals in franchise history that they played less than?
Minnesota had barely scored here in their previous visits. Washington has taken 5 of the 6 encounters in D.C. Minnesota has the advantage right now. And the shoe is entirely on the other foot when we go to St. Paul. We'll talk about that a little bit later.
Take a look at the goaltender warming up. Always like to get their crease, give that look of being used in our Jeep net cam. Both goaltenders, there's Harding working at one end. You have Holtby at the other. A couple of goals we're seeing here. Bang, bang plays in front. You have to be so quick. You've got to be like a gymnast between the pipes. Both these goaltenders possess excellent athleticism. 3 goals so far got by them.
Brouwer pulls the trigger. Harding makes the save. Amazing how well you were able to work that toggle switch on the Jeep net cam from all your hard work up here. It's amazing how you can multitask. Brodin keeping an eye on Light. Johansson to the point for Urban. Switch it up to Karlsson. Return for Marcus Johansson. 5-on-5 play continues. 8:35 to go. Second period. As they huddle up, Brouwer will emerge with the puck. Turn the corner trying to stuff. Nothing there. Fontaine for the Wild. Inside out against Alex Urban, who takes him harshly to the glass. Chimera flexed it on for John Karlsson. He'll dump the puck behind Harding. Chimera let it come through. Mikhail Grabowski was looking to start the cycle there for Chimera. The puck rolled. Ward and Chimera in a 2-on-2 battle with Scandella and Graziak. And Scandella will scoop the biscuit back into the Washington territory with enough pace for icing against Minnesota.
Sort of got lucky there. That was very close to being a delay of game, but hit the top of that glass against Adam Oates' team. His second season here as the head coach. some nice numbers. 10 above 500, 579 win percentage. Caps again very good on home ice, 5-3 overall.
Parise all smiles. Zach Parise, the Minneapolis, Minnesota native, back in his home state after many productive years in New Jersey.
Yeah, born in Minnesota, and his dad was the assistant coach, JP, of the Minnesota North Stars.
JP, Jean Paul, 14 years in the NHL, played with, I think it was 5 different teams. Ovechkin in the offensive zone. Erat touched it on for Backstrom. Minnesota does a terrific job of supporting each other in the D zone there. Harding then covers up when Nicholas Backstrom gets a good chance.
Yeah, that's what he's been doing all season long. He's had a tremendous start to this year, and there he denies the Caps point blank.
That save percentage of .951 continues to climb as the Wild hold the lead.
Capitals down a goal to the Wild. Blaine Forsythe only 8 shots on goal. I know they're a tough team to get shots against, but what do you have to do better?
I think the most important thing is quit turning the puck over, whether it's in the defensive zone or at the offensive zone blue line. We got to get pucks in when we get the chance, go to work on the cycle, and create more shots from that.
All right, we appreciate it. Good chance for Nick Backstrom. We'll see if the Caps can build some momentum as we thank Blaine Forsythe for Illegal Seafood's Bite of the Night.
Washington Capitals out of the Metropolitan Division, Minnesota in the Central. The Caps have dropped 3 of 4 against the Central Division so far. 2-1 Minnesota has the advantage. The lead goal coming in this period from Mikael Granlund. Long wrist shot snatched out of the air by Harding on a bid from Alsner.
Nice job on the faceoff, Joe B. You mentioned in the first that this team is tough at the dots. First in the NHL, they have 3 guys that are exceptional in the dot, including Konopka. He's right up there, over 67%. Koivu also very good. Brings good size and strength to the dots.
Koivu 59%. He's in there for Minnesota now. Grabowski excused as Chimera will take over. You mentioned Konopka. He leads the league, 67.5. Washington wins this one. Alsner peppers another shot that was blocked in front. Carlson wide of the goal. Jonas Brodin matched by his 25 opposite. Jason Chimera lurking below the goal line still. Chimera for Washington into the cycle for Ward. Former Minnesota Wild property. Keeps it moving. A handheld look at Grabowski. Feed for Carlson. That was rejected. Parise fighting to get it out with the help of Koivu. Minnesota's away. Mikko Koivu for Charlie Coyle. Wrister fanned on it.
That's the second time,
yeah,
right?
I mean, it flexed in the middle of his stick. Bang, bang play there. Swing and a miss. Spurgeon. Switch it up. Scandella. Towards the goal, deflected down. Wow, that would have been tough to stop.
That was a high deflection from Koivu, just cruising into the top of that circle.
Locker, you saw it with me though. The two fan shots from Coyle. His stick is flexed in half. Chimera closing for Carlson right on through, and Harding will melt it.
And what did he do right away? He went right over and got a new twig.
Blame the blade. Blame it all the time. 2-1 for Minnesota. Hadid shows us the road ahead.
Here we go. Joe B hitting the road again starting tomorrow when we leave for Phoenix. And then we go to Colorado. 2 tough buildings. Saturday and Sunday. Return home on sometime Monday for a game Tuesday against the Blue Jackets. And then we're off to the Joe for our Friday night game.
Sometime Monday. Can we ask the pilot as to when we're going to land? Just whatever you want. I don't know about you, but those 5 games look pretty intimidating. A tough stretch coming up. Brodin moves it down the alleyway. Cook from Brodziak, turned aside by Green as Holtby went to the splits. Fontaine turns a corner, feeds for Spurgeon. 5:50 to go in the second period. Brodziak on the delay. Schmidt there for the ripoff. Brodziak slashed the stick away of Marcus Johansson. That could have easily been interference. Brooks Laich, 1 against 2. Laich, poke check. And then Laich's follow-up chance dribbles wide of the goal.
That was nicely done by Spurgeon. Not very big, but very quick. And there you saw the stick-on puck that everyone talks about. He intercepted that play as Laich tried to get around him.
Spurgeon listed at 5'9", 185.
And playing with Scandella, very, very quick, those two. And that's what they bring to the table. Lots of foot speed.
Big blast, Pominville. Shouldered down by Holtby. Braden Holtby now with 17 stops. Capitals in possession of the puck briefly. Granlund gets it right back. Niederreiter. Brodin for Niederreiter again. Bum rush by Green, but he did not clear.
Exactly what Blaine Forsythe just told Al Koken. Turnovers, they got to limit them, and this whole flurry is because of a turnover.
Slick move there from Granlund, and he put one right through. Looking for the tip-in of Pominville. 2-1 Minnesota. Another board battle. We spent a lot of time along the dashers tonight. Schmidt will emerge with it for Washington. Schmidt, headman pass to the puck for Tom Wilson, closing. Wilson's drive, glove, save Harding.
What a great exit out of the zone. Great play by Schmitty to Wilson.
Hockey is a beautiful game. From one end of the rink to the other in no time flat. Move it ahead, the teenager fires, and Harding takes it out of the air. The Ovechkin clan featured prominently. I'm not sure why I recognize Maria Kirilenko. It's 2-1 for Minnesota as we have these Toyota League leaders. Shoot first, ask questions later.
Well, number 8 leads the shot department usually every single season. He has 81. Parise for the Wild, 76. Kane and Vanek, all guys that throw the puck to the net.
Are you and Maria playing tennis tomorrow? Is that why she's in town?
That would be fun, wouldn't it? I don't think I'd hit a ball back. No way.
No. And that drop shot of yours would not work.
Absolutely not.
She'd cover that in a heartbeat. 4 minutes to go, second period, and 2-1.
She's never seen the Ginsu.
That's true. She will be startled. She will be startled. Mitchell with a drive, blocked by Oleksiy. She might fall on the floor
Hey, I've
laughing.
injured guys. I've injured you.
Yes.
I've injured Bill Bell.
Yes.
You go through the list of guys.
She's a multi-million-dollar athlete. You can't be injuring her.
Okay.
Let's be careful now. She would fall down laughing first before she hurt herself. The Ginsu. Ain't that the truth? 10 games going on elsewhere. Top of the screen, you're seeing the other NHL festivities. Jersey has a 1-0 advantage at Wells Fargo Center. Carolina and New York. That's a Metropolitan Division battle with the Hurricanes on top thanks to a goal from Radek Dvorak. Minnesota here in Washington tonight. Scandella's blast was weakened on the way. Have a lot of heat on that. With 3:35 to go in the second. It's the NHL on Comcast Sportsnet. Alex Ovechkin on the power play for Washington. Chimera fires. That's stopped by Harding. The Wild have goals from Charlie Coyle and Mikhail Granlund. Alzer will dump it in. Keeps it on the glass. That will keep Harding in the crease. As you watch Joel Ward dig for it. Come up with a puck for Mikhail Grabovski. Ward to his backhand. Blocked by Sturgeon. Scandella moves it ahead for Charlie Coyle. Marco Scandella, a 23-year-old from Montreal, Quebec. Mike Yeo wants the line change for Minnesota. Carlson on the long outlet for Brouwer. Light winds and drives. That's off of Prosser and wide of the goal. Johansson for the Caps. Deals it for Green. Leaves the puck below the goal line for Light. Flushed out again by Prosser. Light protecting it well. A stick save for Harding. Just his 12th on the night. Pominville taps it. Granlund moves it. Pominville on a slap pass. Came on through Prosser. Schmidt badgered by Granlund.
Actually, Cap's lucky there that it did hit Prosser because on the far side, Granlund was wide open.
Minnesota in the attack territory. Mike Green relieves the pressure and puts it back onto the Minnesota side. Konopka. Drop past Pominville. Braden Holtby will get into the act. Alex Ovechkin building a head of steam through center. Ovechkin off the head fake, a gorgeous move. Ovechkin tries to toe drag it at the last instant. Brodin wasn't buying.
Konopka didn't know what hit him there, right between the wickets and around him, trying to check Ovechkin.
Erat, one hand on the stick. Leaves it to Ovechkin to the slot intended for Backstrom. It never arrives. Ryan Suter would not allow it. We get a whistle here. Stoppage in play. Offside against the Caps. Thompson Creek window of opportunity. The top 2 power play units in the league clashing.
Are they ever powerful? Starting off with guys in red. Boys move it down low. Backstrom left side of the screen. And there's Ovechkin. At the other end, Parise to Coyle on a nice pass behind the net by Koivu. Both power plays have struck here in Washington.
Capitals have a half dozen multiple power play goal games already this fall. More than likely going to need another one tonight with the way Minnesota can strangle you 5-on-5.
That's what Lemaire likes.
No. That's not Jacques
They've
Lemaire.
gotten away from that, Joe. They still want to play more up-tempo.
To the front, Latta! Answered by Harding.
Not a lot on that.
Cute.
Just chipped right up.
Very cute.
Had some power behind it, but he's being checked from behind. Nice net presence. Latta getting there, right place, right time. Try to scoop that puck up and over into the net in the American Hockey League. Take a look at those PIMs. 325, 1 assist so far. Watch him find himself in front. Nice play all around by that threesome. Getting out there and causing a problem.
In the short amount of time you've seen Latta, what do you like about it?
Toughness. I like that he plays both sides of the puck. He's a very smart, intelligent player. You don't see a lot of mistakes out of him.
Ryan Suter in possession for Minnesota. Suter, Wisconsin native. Wild with an attack here. Holtby with a glove save on Brodziak, and he'll take no chances after that.
Pretty routine there against Brodziak, third line center. Here you'll see Brodziak trying to cruise in and try to snare one over the catching glove. The last 4 years, 9, 16, 22, and his total fell to 8 goals overall last year. A very durable type player for the Wild.
5 years in Edmonton. This is his 5th now with Minnesota. Mikko Koivu on this draw for the Wild. Under a minute to play in the second period of a 2-1 game. Suter tees it up there for Brodin, who whipped on the one-timer.
Maybe still having trouble with that mask that he's wearing.
That puck up high hitting Jason Chimera, who is smarting on his way back to the Washington bench.
Yeah, that hard around right off the glass and hit Jason right in the face. He's going off between periods here to take a look at that. The doctors and the staff will take a look at that one. Here comes the hard around by Alzner, and there it is, right in the right side of his face as he was posting up for the hard around from Alzner.
Jason Chimera in need of repairs. Tail end of the second period. It's 2-1 for Minnesota. As Joel Ward cruises back through center, he'll dump it around Ryan Suter, a slam dunk for Team USA in the Olympics. Hashtag Capitals Talk. What are your thoughts about participation of NHLers in the Olympics?
Norris Trophy runner-up last season.
He was. PK Subban of Montreal.
How come he's getting benched up there? Getting benched a little in Montreal, Joby.
He's had some issues from time to time. Pominville. Interchange Parise. 8 seconds in the period. Scandella to Parise for a long wrister that deflects right to the glove of Holtby.
Pominville try to reach around, might have caught a piece of that catching glove, and that's why we have a little bit of a meeting of the minds in front of the net after that long-range shot gets redirected. Pominville tried to get a piece of his stick on that puck, but the puck was already in the catching glove. Here comes a shot from Parise. Here comes the catching glove, and there's the whack. And that's why Carlson and his mates unhappy with the way Pominville whacked at their goaltender.
Jason's been in a good groove lately. Goals in 4 of his last 5 games. Final 4.5 seconds of period 2 to come. Nicholas Backstrom will take the draw as you get Braden's perspective on this defensive zone faceoff. Konopka wins it with a kickback. Snapshot on the way, deflected down, and Holtby got a chunk of that. Konopka gave Nicholas Backstrom a dose of his own medicine. That's Nicholas's pet move.
Yeah, and that's why you see that he's over 67% in the face-offs. He's got quite a different repertoire. He can win so many different ways. Granlund, one of the goal scorers here in this hockey game.
The goal scorer in the second period is second on the season, makes it 2-1, and we are to Lattice's Intermission Live. Back to Sportsnet Central very soon. Al Koken with a guest. Locker teams up with me for highlights and stats. Washington has taken the last 3 visits from Minnesota to this building as they rock the red. Braden Holtby and the Caps trail by 1 after 2. Here's Julie Donaldson with the Geico Sportsnet Central update. This Comcast Sportsnet coverage of Capitals hockey being brought to you by Toyota. Enjoy the journey. Visit buyatoyota.com for special offers. AAA, use it for all it's worth. By Jared, the Galleria of Jewelry. Truly unique designs that you won't find just anywhere. That's why he went to Jared. And by your Washington area Chevy dealers. Find your neighborhood dealer on ChevyFirst.com. Minnesota doesn't come to Washington, D.C. very often. The last time and only time they won here, 2002. Honestly, the Wild have a 2-1 advantage after 40 minutes tonight as we're getting set for the start of the third period. Joe Beninati, Craig Laughlin, Al Koken with you. Ameritel ISO Cam, trained on Alex Ovechkin.
Starts with a fist pump coming into the game tonight. A little smelling salts to wake up quickly early in the first period. Got some shots away against Harding on the power play. He is money on our Ameritel ISO Cam. Draws a penalty there on a trip. Goes harder than net as that period ender and gave it a little push to Prosser. Alex Ovechkin and his mates trying to tie this game up and win it in the third.
Both teams making their way back to the playing surface. A host of potential Olympians on ice tonight. So we asked you on Twitter, hashtag Capitals Talk, what's your opinion of the NHLers participating in the Olympic Games? Some fans don't like the break.
Kills the momentum of the NHL season. All about the best players in the world taking home the gold for their home country. So the NHL has to be a part of the Olympics.
Canada, a winner in Vancouver back in 2010. League will quiet down quite a bit in the month of February. Adam Oates looking on from behind the Washington bench. Oates, the Hall of Famer who was named to that recognition the same day he was hired as the head coach here in Washington.
Pretty nice day. He'll never forget, right?
Oh, my goodness. We'll talk more about the Olympics, obviously, as we get closer and closer to February. But
the Hall of Fame festivities start this week upcoming, Joe B. in Toronto, Monday and Tuesday.
That is correct. And remember, you were asking me, I think it was you who was asking about the Foster Hewitt Award,
yes.
Broadcasting recognition. It's Harry Neal.
Way to go, Harry. What a great broadcaster.
Braden Holtby on for Carl Alsner. He'll retreat for John Carlson as we get going in the third period. A shout out of thanks to all the men and women in our technical crew. We've had an eventful day from what we understand in and around the production truck. As Carlson will venture back, Mike Yeo, the youngest head coach in the NHL, the man behind the Minnesota bench. He and his mates, a 2-1 lead. These two teams will not see each other again until the turn of the new year, first week of 2014. Number 14 is Justin Fontaine, kicked out of there by Braden Holtby.
And he ripped off the Caps there because he's hanging high in the neutral zone. The Caps have to beware that they're closing off the middle. The puck's got to go more laterally or more vertically rather than laterally.
Cook to the front, a great chance there for Brodziak as it went right through the paint. Nicholas Backstrom in the midst of a 3-game point scoring streak. Make it 4 with his assist tonight on the power play goal from Ovechkin. Washington got on the board first. They've won 5 of 7 occasions this season when doing so. And Minnesota has responded with goals from Charlie Coyle and Mikael Granlund to take the 2-1 advantage. Urban, who struck against New York, lost possession of the puck. Back to point position, it splits the gaps between Prosser and Scandella.
It's been a very good forechecking line. Niederreiter, especially with Pominville.
Granlund's the playmaker, throwing a timing aerial there for Niederreiter. Taken off the boards by Ward. As the Capitals maneuver back to center, good to see Jason Chimera on ice. Jason was hit with a puck up high. It almost looked like it would have been practically the ear hole of the helmet.
From his own teammate, Alsner, as he tried to rim that puck high and out of the zone.
Ward lost it. Danny Heatley stops right in front of the Minnesota bench. This Minnesota squad will be in Raleigh to play Carolina on Saturday, the same day the Caps are at jobbing.com arena in Phoenix to square off with the Coyotes. And that team's been playing extremely well.
Dave Tippett has them going, doesn't he?
Regrouping, Spurgeon on the dump down. All the way on through for Aaron Volpatti. Kicked it off to Mike Green. Volpatti with a puck through center. Aaron Volpatti goes wide. Wrist shot was spoiled. Canceled out there by Spurgeon.
Is it me, or have the Wild slowed this game down?
Exactly to their timing as Harding makes the stop and the cover-up. Folks, the assist leaders are presented by your local Hyundai dealers. Let them assist you in scoring the lowest prices on the hottest lineup in America.
Let's take a look at the assist leaders, and they're the primary assist, which means the first assist on any goal. Sedin leads the pack with 10. Marcus 9, tied with the other Sedin. Koivu on the ice tonight. Yandel and Nielsen. Franz, who we saw the other night. Guys that set up their guys the first assists on goals.
All of those men are friendly feeders. Johansson out there now. Carlson with a bullet that sailed high and wide. Alsner sprinkles it below the goal line for Johansson. Pawned it off to Brooks Light. Johansson had it deflected away and back onto the Washington side. John Carlson there. Cross rink for Carl Alsner. Straightened up by Charlie Coyle. Scandella for Parise. And now Prosser for the Wild. Parise on the hop with entry into the zone to Mikko Koivu. Parise, as they set up that triangle that Locker loves so much. Pad save for Holtby. Like turning and burning the other direction on a chip and chase to himself, and Scandella says, no, you don't.
That was a real nice play by Scandella, playing the opposite side. Actually went behind his mate that played the right side, Prosser, to take that chance away.
Urban didn't get it deep. Scandella parts of the last 3 seasons in the American Hockey League with the Houston Aeros. Fancy moves coming from Fontaine. Dribbles one to the doorstep. No troubles for Holtby. Shots on goal are 24-15 for Minnesota. As we are at the 4-minute mark of the third. Loose puck in front. It's right there. Holtby, a marvelous stop on Fontaine.
And that's the game saver right there. Fontaine set up nicely by Cook, who was grinding away and poked that puck from underneath the Capitals netminder.
Jonas Brodin then with a diving stick check to keep Ovechkin away from the breakaway chance. At center, it's Schmidt. Scoops it. Nate Schmidt. He was 2 years old when the North Stars left Minnesota. He was
amazing.
10 when the Wild arrived. Granlund closing. Fires. It's a glove save for Holtby. A few moments ago, 84 Lumber. Slow-mo Cam. Holtby at his best.
Yeah, here's that puck by Cook. Poking that out from his blocker. And in comes Fontaine. And he is robbed by the brilliant goaltending of Braden Holtby. Thinks he's got it covered. But the pest, Cook, always around the puck, pokes it free, and they get a quality scoring chance.
Braden Holtby catching that one. Little piece of it with that new catching glove. He says he goes through about 4 or 5 a year. Goalie pads are next. He's been working out with those in practices and morning skates. Long clear attempt for Joel Horde. All the way to the boards with Marco Scandella. Past the 5-minute mark of period 3 and still 2-1 for Minnesota. Granlund with a puck is the man who gave the visitors the lead. Schmidt will erase that threat. On around for Jason Chimera. Chimera with goals in 4 of the last 6 games. Torrey Mitchell backtracking for Minnesota.
And that's where the Caps are getting stalled. They're getting stalled, and they're nullifying the speed of the guys in red between the 2 blue lines. If they can get through there cleanly, they are going to get back in this hockey game.
Zenon Konopka to the boards. Hit hard there by Urban. Stuff attempt here. Holtby paddled down. Prosser at a point position. Moves the puck for Ryan Suter. Unleashes this one that was blocked in front. Mikhail Grabovski jets out of his own zone. Rink wide on the pass for Aaron Volpatti. Prosser will take an angle on him. Prosser drags it around the base of the boards, not out. Alexi with a puck towards the cage and wide, guarded by Josh Harding, who has a microscopic goals against average this season. Harding got a little chunk of that with a glove. He's allowed 1 goal or less in 10 games already this fall.
Amazing, isn't it? What a start for him, considering he was the backup and always has been in Minnesota.
Grabovski was ailing on his way to the Washington bench. We get the touch up here. And a whistle call. Kyle Grabowski still in a spot of bother, doubled over at the Washington bench.
Icing was the call on the play as Grabowski is hit right here. Caught by Suter. Unsuspecting was Grabowski. Looked like he might have had his wind knocked out of him there by their defenseman.
I was going to say either that or the way he fell on the back of the goal frame. Grabowski flexing on the Washington bench. 13:39, plenty of time left. Regulation, both of these teams in the midst of 3-game win streaks. John Carlson fires, that's deflected, and it's off the rink. Chance for us to step away. The hit totals favoring Washington, but the score favors Minnesota. Josh Harding hopes to keep it that way on Comcast Sportsnet. Our game summary is presented by Capital One Bank. Just about a goal a game from Alex Ovechkin.
That on the power play, but Minnesota responded with a power play of their own. Their first goal of the season for Charlie Coyle, playing on the top line and getting power play time. Granlund gets a go-ahead goal against the Caps in the second period. That's his second of the season. Their line has been very prominent when it comes to offense for the Minnesota Wild.
Charlie Coyle, that name was in a deal a couple seasons back. Devin Setaguchi, the San Jose Sharks managed to get Brent Burns out of St. Paul, Minnesota.
Yeah, he's a cousin to Tony Amonte, and remember Bobby Sheehan?
I remember that name.
Yeah.
Mikko Koivu set the draw against Troy Brouwer. Brouwer often takes face-offs on this side in the offensive zone, but Koivu beat him there. Charlie Coyle posted up by Carl Alsner. 5-on-5 play continues. It's 2-1. Just past the top of the hour, the Washington Capitals entertaining the Minnesota Wild. Light. Taken to the boards, wedged there by Suter.
And that was a good defensive play by Suter. You can see why he's always in the running for the Norris Trophy. He does so many little things so well, and that was an excellent strip of the puck from Brooks Light by Suter.
Led the NHL in ice time last year, leads again this year as Johansson gains ground through center. Marcus Johansson with a wrister that was slowed up, and easy pickings for Josh Harding. We know you want a chance to win $5,000 in cash. So grab your friends, find a CSN Trivia Challenge bar near you. Come on out to the area's best bars for a chance to win cash and prizes. Visit csntriviachallenge.com for more details. Busy night for us on the network. Happy to have Alex Ovechkin featured prominently with the NHL on Comcast Sportsnet. A 2-1 advantage for the Minnesota Wild. Minnesota's won 3 straight, 6 of the last 7, improved their mark to 9-4-3 in the Central Division. Washington, the recent victory over the Islanders a couple nights ago, pushing them over 500. 8-7 for the Caps as they tangle with the Wild. Ooh, that was a hard hit. Spurgeon goes to the boards. Erat was the man who sent him there. Ovechkin slams on the brakes. Martin Erat with the puck. Fencing with the Ryan Suter. Ovechkin to the goal mouth. Nothing there. Brodziak was in the lane. Ovechkin fires again. Harding got a chunk of that. Nicholas Backstrom plays it topside for Mike Green. Moves the puck for Nate Schmidt. Through the seam as the Caps play keep away. Schmidt, wrister, knocked down in front. Ovechkin with the screener. And flanked off of him. Fontaine will be more than happy to get it deep so that his guys can get a line change.
Good zone time for the Washington Capitals top trio. Unfortunately, they couldn't penetrate to the inside against the defense of Minnesota. They're very good at keeping everything to the outside. We've noticed that for the majority of this hockey game.
Adamos was talking about this morning as Granlund got crunched by Schmidt. He was talking about puck possession. He was talking about zone time as key stats for his club. Scandella checking the rearview mirror. Sees Joel Ward there. Chimera as well in hot pursuit. Still 5-on-5. We have not had a power play in this third period. It's 2-1 Minnesota. Grabowski closing in. Drive! Glove! Save Harding. He snapped it out of the air.
And Harding's one of the unusual goaltenders. That's a southpaw, so it gives a little different look for the shooters as Grabowski tried to go to that side, which is normally the blocker side. But here you'll see him sprint off the boards. Good separation. And there's that big catching glove flashed by their goaltender. Nice save here in the third period. Notice the defenseman, a little bit of a screen there, and the goaltender picks it up nicely as the defenseman was backing into him.
Josh Harding, career totals, now in his 6th full season. but the Masterton Trophy winner last year for dedication and perseverance and sportsmanship in the NHL. We've touched upon him dealing with multiple sclerosis. Brooks Laich, in fact, via the Ryan Zimmerman Foundation, Zimmerman the Nats infielder, Brooks Laich will be taking a group of 4 on a Washington Capitals locker room tour. That was a fundraiser to help with multiple sclerosis. In fact, Laich and Ryan Kerrigan are co-chairs of MS Achievers here.
And that's fantastic. Everybody's involved in charitable things, especially if you're a hockey player, and that holds true here in Washington. So many players involved. MS, there's 25,000 new cases of it every year, and they're still trying to find something that can cure it.
Josh Harding, someone to look up to in those efforts as the Wild still hold a 2-1 advantage. Brooks Laich, back when he was in junior, the family that he billeted with, that the mom of the household, Debbie Cummins, had multiple sclerosis. That's why it is something that's near and dear for Brooks to help out. Scandella plays it on around. Foyle forced deeper by Alzner. This is a 2-1 low-scoring tug of war between the Caps and the Wild. It's not going to win any awards for being very aesthetically pleasing. They give you 2 points if you win it. The Caps have to come from behind here in the third to do so.
The Wild are loving it. This is the type of game they want to come in and play. Play a typical road game. Nothing fancy coming off their Wild run on home ice, where they put up a 5 spot against Hartley's club, the Calgary Flames.
Okay, Locke, here we go. McDonald's trivia. The goalie matchup in the first meeting between the Caps and the Wild.
I'm going to guess, you gave me a good hint with the Caps. Big number 37, Ole. And I'm going to say somebody that knows Jacques Lemaire.
I'm going to go the other way. It's not Manny Fernandez. I'm going to go
Darn.
Kolzig and McLennan.
Okay, I was going Fernandez.
Woo!
You
For
nailed
once,
it, buddy.
50-50 is right for once. I'm sitting there going, okay, that was the year after Ole's Vezina year, and you're playing an expansion team, so maybe you gave Craig Billington a shot. I'm trying to talk myself out of it. And then I thought Fernandez played a little bit more than McLennan, but got it right for once. I'm good for the month. Halfway through this third period, and still 2-1, the lead goal from Mikhail Granlund of Minnesota in the second period. Ovechkin has the lone strike for Washington that came on the power play in the first. Alex finds the open man, Mike Green. Keep it on the perimeter for Martin Erat, as Erat gets forced away by Suter. Ryan Suter, the watchdog for Minnesota.
And notice that man-on-man coverage in their own zone, and Suter stayed with his man, Erat, all the way to the blue line, Joe. There was no zone coverage on that particular play.
Scandella and Erat to the corner. Erat would know Ryan Suter very well from their days together as Nashville Predators. And how about that blue line tandem? Jay Weber and Ryan Suter. That would have worked. We didn't see them very often. Thank goodness.
You didn't. It was always Al Coca.
That's right. Aldo, you're up. Let's see if we can make that happen again.
The
when we go to
mustard
Nashville.
jerseys that we had trouble with.
I must be allergic to that. 2-1 Minnesota. Back with more in the third on Comcast Sportsnet.
Capitals still trail the Wild by a goal. One of the things I've noticed tonight, a very consistent matchup from Adam Oates. He's kept Johansson, Brouwer, and Laich, as well as Alzner and Carlson out there every time Mike Yeo has thrown the Koivu, Parisi, and Coyle line out there. Also notice that Adam Oates has tried to get that fourth line a couple of shifts. Remember, they did have some of the good scoring chances in that second period with Mike Yeo just going with 3 lines. It's been tough for Oates to do. It's been a very interesting cat and mouse game in this 2-1 contest.
Fans are getting behind Washington now with 8:55 to go in the third period, Al. You were touching upon just how much more comfortable Marcus Johansson has seemed to be in his center position. For the moment, he yields that spot to Mikhail Grabovski. Grabovski out there with Chimera and Ward. This line that plays so heavy hopes to turn momentum in Washington's favor. On the run the other way, Granlund. Pinned to the boards by Green. Grabovski has the puck, but Parisi jumped right in there. Granlund with Green stapled close to him. Parisi on it for Minnesota. Point position, Brodin to Parisi as he works the top. Good work by Nate Schmidt, staying stride for stride. with the elusive winger. Schmidt and Parisi again collide to the left of Braden Holtby with 8 minutes to go in regulation time and a 2-1 Minnesota advantage. Mikhail Grabowski. Mikko Koivu knocked him down. Plays it on around for Ryan Suter. This way to the boards to Parisi. And it's John Carlson whispering in his ear.
As a player for the Caps, you just must feel there's absolutely no time to do anything the way they defend. I mean, you've got to make a quick decision to make those short little passes or chips against this Wild team.
Icing washed out. Caps with a smart-looking breakout. Johansson full flight. Marcus Johansson fires and a pad save for Josh Harding. Halsner able to keep it in the offensive zone. Cook gave a bump to Carlson and then on one skip right into the mitt of Josh Harding. 2-1 Minnesota. Earlier on, Craig's Voice on Value is presented by Morgan Franklin Consulting.
And it was about the lines, the danger zones as I call them, danger zone decisions. The Caps in the neutral zone have been put up against Yo's club and have struggled a little bit making those little decisions at the blue line, haven't got it in enough to get that forecheck established, something that Blaine Forsyth was talking to Al in that second period. The more they can get the puck behind their D, let's see some crashing and whacking below the goal line. This Caps team will tie this game up.
Jonas Brodin high off the glass and back to center. Brodziak on the move.
Yeah.
Got a whistle here and a penalty call.
Yeah, it's going to go against the Minnesota Wild. They knocked the stick out of the hands of Alexi. The backside official picked it up, and here comes a power play.
Number 24, 2 minutes.
Exactly what the doctor ordered. And it's Matt Cook heading to the box. There's the Cookie Monster in the box. Caps with a big-time power play. Watch Alexi. Keeps it with his hand, and there comes Cook chopping that stick out of his hand. He gives it the what for, and he knows he's heading to the box. It's going to be an interference call for Cook and his Wild. Caps with the extra man.
Power play stats are packaged by the UPS store. Washington looking for control of the draw. Koivu gets there, but it didn't get it out. Mike Green has the puck for the Caps. They look for the equalizer with less than 7 to go in the third. Johansson waits. Backstrom is next. Brower's in the slot. Ovechkin on the weak side. Backstrom through the seam for Ovechkin. Drive, pad save by Harding. Rebound loose, and it's golfed wide by Backstrom. Johansson resurfaces on top for Green. Marcus Johansson to Nicholas Backstrom, drawing 2 defenders. Elevates the pass for Johansson. 1:25 in the man advantage. Backstrom's pass stop. Follow-up chance off the post. Brouwer had Harding beat. Wild in possession. They'll clear. Spurgeon only as far as the center stripe, and Mike Green.
I'm sure they'd love to get Suter on to help kill this power play for the Caps. Unlucky was Brouwer. He's had 2 great chances in this game on the power play.
Backstrom on the interchange with Johansson. That was thwarted, and the Wild will get it out with 6 minutes to go in the hockey game. Regulation time, 53 seconds in the Washington power play. It's 2-1 Minnesota in white. Johansson on the delay. Around Brodin. Brodin says no.
Ooh, that
and
could
then,
be a penalty.
wait a minute.
But it went into the box, so therefore no delay of game.
No glass in front of that box.
Yep.
There is plexiglass or some sort of it in front of Brodin's face.
And here's Brouwer's last chance. Look at him set up in front. Gets a lucky bounce, and there comes the shot as clean as day off the pipe. You couldn't hit this any cleaner. Gets the lucky bounce, and the Caps can't jump on it. Scandella's leg and foot make that pass to Brouwer's second great chance from the same spot on the power play.
40 seconds with which to work on the man advantage. Minnesota has the upper hand on the scoreboard, and they've won more face-offs tonight. They win that one again, and that will drag more time away from the power play. Ovechkin accelerates through center. Alex Ovechkin works wide. Fumbled it. Gets help from Brooks Laich and Joel Ward. Ovechkin, Carlson one-timer, pad save, rebound, and it was Harding with a stop on Laich. 15 seconds in the man advantage. Ovechkin with a keep in, no. Alex Ovechkin regroups. 8 seconds in the power play. Cook is up at the penalty box door. Minnesota survives. It's Brodziak maneuvering in for a wrister that goes to Braden Holtby as he checks the scoreboard. 5:05 to play in the third period. Back to 5-on-5 on the ice.
And there again, Ward just doesn't get it behind their D late in the shift on the power play. And that allows them to rewind the puck through the neutral zone.
At center, Mike Green with it.
Well, you're going to have to tie it up 5-on-5. You'd expect here with under 5 to go.
Schmidt got creamed by Pominville. Jason Pominville moves the puck quickly to Danny Heatley. Heatley gliding into the zone, content to place it hard around. Green up in arms with the Granlund, who has skated very effectively tonight. His pass to the front. Mikhail Grabovski was waiting. A misstep there for Tom Wilson getting out of the zone. Grabovski to the boards for Schmidt. Fencing with Pominville, and Wilson will rewind. Green on the headman to Chimera. He's got some running room. Jason Chimera staggered off the boards, lost the puck. And Parisi will clear.
And Wilson getting a chance because Gordo just came off the power play at the last part of that power play here in the third. So Wilson moves into his slot for this line shift.
Carlson takes the handoff from the former Golden Gopher Nate Schmidt. Wilson into the corner. Rough and tumble there with Brooks Light. 3:50 left in regulation time. Urbom below the goal line for Light. Trying to lose Brodin. Brooks Light on his backhand for Urbom. Switch it up to Carlson. Urbom, no shooting lane. How about that for defensive positioning from Charlie Coyle?
Yeah, right in his grill, just off him about a stick length away, which everybody talks about when you play defense. You can't be more than a stick length away. Exactly where Coyle was against Urbom.
On the play, Washington in the offensive zone. Wilson for Urbom. Urbom for Light. Brooks Light hiding behind the cage, guarded by Josh Harding. He of the 1.0 something goals against average. Snapshot on the way. Score!
You could feel it coming. Nice play down low. Marcus rotates off the top of the circle. Look at the give. Like on the right side of the screen goes to the net. He has played a hard game. Not sure if he got a piece of that or if that goes off of Nate Prosser. We'll have to take a look on this one more time. But there's Brooks right in the paint, causing a problem. And there's the puck going in. Doesn't matter who got it. The Caps have tied it. Well done 5-on-5. An excellent shift. And there's the coach, probably unhappy. He wants incidental contact, I think, down low, which no way that happened.
And he was barking for referee Ian Walsh to come over and give an explanation, as will referee Tim Peel.
And I don't think he's talking about the goal. He's talking about something at the top of the circle on the rotation that he thinks led to that goal.
Marcus Johansson sent it on the way. It ricocheted around and it bobbled into the back of the net. Brooks Light was hovering there looking for the tip in. 16:52 the time of it. Washington ties the game at 2. Adam Oates nervously behind that Washington bench, seeing his group rally back here late in the third period. Washington and Minnesota, they've only played a dozen times prior to tonight. The Wild came into the league in 2000, 2001. 8 of those 12 have been one-goal games. And it sure looks like we're setting up for another one tonight.
And it all starts just with a forecheck. I said they got to play an ugly third, get in there, get the forecheck going. Only time they've had sustained pressure on the forecheck.
Better batten down the hatches at this end, too. As Martin Erat comes out of there with a puck with Nicholas Backstrom. Backstrom funnels it into the corner. Backstrom there, chipped it ahead, on past Erat, who was covered up by a sprawling defender. Ryan Suter zigs and zags out of his own zone. Spurgeon with an 80-footer. Whoa. Off of Holtby and wide.
Whoa.
Another whoa. That's 2 within 5 seconds from the announced team. Chimera giving chase. Icing's washed out. Suter drills Chimera into the boards, and Jason's slow to get back up.
And he didn't even play the puck. That could have easily have been interference. The puck was 5 feet away.
Oleksiy on around for Alsner. 2 minutes to go in this third period. Real glad you've tuned in there with us. It's the NHL on Comcast Sportsnet. Chimera works in. Trundles one towards the cage. It's scooped up by Harding. He'll hang on with 1:54 to go.
Well, the Caps have provided a lot of offense. We're going to take a look at that last tying goal with Mojo throwing it to the net. Good overhead look. Here comes Light, and there goes the defenseman. And it looks like it's going to be Marcus's goal. I don't think Light got a piece of that as it deflected through. And the Caps have tied it late. Nicely done on a sustained forecheck in their zone.
Johansson from Wilson and Like at 16:52. Marcus Johansson, second goal in as many games. He tallied against the New York Islanders here a couple nights ago. He's second best on the team when it comes to assists to fellow Swede Nick Backstrom.
They're talking at the bench. There's Konopka along with Jason Chimera talking a lot. Konopka came from one end of the bench all the way down to the other to talk to Jason,
who looks eager to listen. 2-2, it's been a good one with 1:54 to go. An exciting conclusion set to unfold. Caps next up. We'll have you in Phoenix with us on Saturday night. That's an 8 p.m. Eastern start. So Locker, you got to get to the rink a little early. Centering pass to the high slot for Pominville. Johansson there defensively, racing out of his own territory. Brouwer moves the puck on for Brooks Like. Like picked up an assist on the tying goal a few moments ago. Brouwer muzzled by Koivu. 80 seconds left in regulation. Urban. Cross rink Oleksy. Keep it below the goal line. Mikko Koivu hovering there defensively for Minnesota. You look down on the pack behind Harding. Urban had some issues with a bouncing puck, and now he'll have to retreat. The Wild guilty of icing.
Yeah, they may want to take their time out here. Mikko Koivu has been on the ice for a long time here.
With more, ringside, here's Al Koken.
Well, Joe, I'm down here on the Capitals bench, and right now Mike Green is without a left skate. Brock Miles, Craig Leidig, the two equipment managers are trying to put a brand new blade on the left skate of Mike Green. So obviously Adam Oates would love to have number 52 out on the ice to try and get the goal to get the Capitals ahead. But with Mike Yeo now taking the timeout, this certainly does work in advantage of Oates and Mike Green. Back to you.
We could see Green right in front of you there, Al, helplessly saying, can I get back in there sometime? The guys will do it as quickly as they can. As Yeo gets in the ear of Pominville and Holtby limbers up for the final 1:02. Just another reminder that the Caps are headed west, and we'll be there with them on Saturday night.
Always a great time to go out to Phoenix and play against the Coyotes, 8 p.m. Eastern Saturday night. We'll have all the coverage right here on Comcast Sportsnet. They got a big goalie that's playing pretty well too, Mike Smith, right?
He's a goal scorer, Mike Smith.
Exactly. Long-range shot to score the only goal this year by a goalie.
I was kidding Braden Holtby earlier today when he was looking to his left and seeing Tom Wilson. I said, Braden, he's only one ahead of you. It's the only time you'll be able to catch him. Face-off win for Washington. Ovechkin's snapshot was blocked. There's a penalty call coming up. Ian Walsh has a call. Who's it going to be against?
It's going to be, I think, against Marty Erat for interference off the face-off.
Bad timing.
And that's probably because of Mike Yeo talking to the official after the tying goal in this hockey game. So now they'll have a 5-on-4 here, which will then roll into the other period upcoming. So Erat off the face-off. Here you'll see the left side coming in. Here comes the draw. Hold it here. There it is right there. The battle just in that circle here, taking the man, which allowed Ovi to try to get a piece of that shot. They're really particular on face-offs, but to me it comes from the coach talking to the referees. Now they make this call. Erat doesn't like it, nor do the Caps.
That is a very delicate, very touchy call this late in the contest. Power play stats are packaged by the UPS store. Final minute of regulation. Here's Ryan Suter, who's played 33 minutes already, with a wrister that's jabbed aside by Holtby. Parisi. Koivu on the perimeter. 44 seconds in the regulation time. Suter straight away. Suter closing in. Pominville for Suter. This way, Koivu, pad save Holtby. Rebound to Washington, not clear. Koivu, a good keep in. Suter, Pominville on the other flank stop. Rebound at the doorstep. Holtby outlasts Parisi.
Unbelievable opportunity. Once you don't clear, you're usually reeling a little bit as pushing and shoving occurs after this last flurry from Minnesota. Alsner had the puck, couldn't clear it, and that allowed the pressure to continue. Here's that sharp angle shot, and there you mentioned number 11 in front. He got a good chunk of that, Joe. That is a heck of a stop as that puck is looking like it's going to go through the pads. Braden Holtby strong with that left pad in particular to stop that guy on the doorstep.
Parisi, no slouch when it comes to power play goals. Braden almost has 30 saves tonight. Parisi has a handful of PPGs this fall. 26.8 to play in the third period. Koivu wins the draw. Ryan Suter for Jason Pominville. 20 seconds in the contest. Koivu. Parisi. Coyle is hovering in the slot. Parisi feeds. Pominville drive! Stopped by Holtby, and the Caps clear.
That was an amazing stop by Holtby, but did he ever push and challenge from the goal line to face that slap shot? That was well set up, but it's an even better stop, and the fans should be on their feet for the way Holtby saved their bacon on that last sequence.
At the tail end of regulation, the man behind the mask had to be cat quick.
And look at, he's in the butterfly, but watch him get up quickly, and look where he ends up, Joe. It's not sitting on the goal line. He's moving. There he is, butterfly, but his first push was up and above the paint. He saved the day late for the Caps.
Capitals Overtime is brought to you by Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance. A 2-2 hockey game. Calle Johansson has the guys in the classroom. We can show you the Geico highlights from tonight. Locker all 4 tallies.
Starts with a power play marker. The Caps power play has been rolling along for last game. Got on the board first in this hockey game on a bang-bang play to OV.
Alex Ovechkin's 13th on the season.
But here comes Charlie Coyle in front. Nice little pass in the backhand.
17:51 the time of his first.
And this goal was holding right to the last 3 minutes. Granlund, nice pass, gets a lucky bounce and chips her home.
Both of his goals this year against Eastern rivals.
And then the Caps, some pressure down low. They were upset about that interference call on that pick and roll. Works out perfectly for the Caps as Marcus gets it past the right toe of the goaltender.
That came with just 3 minutes and 8 seconds left in regulation. And it ensures that the Washington Capitals will have at least 1 point as we are 2-2 after 60 minutes of play. Folks, this evening's Capitals Player of the Game, sponsored by the Palm Restaurant. We go with Braden Holtby.
Yeah, he's had a wonderful game once again. 30 saves tonight already. We'll have to face a 4-on-3 power play to start this overtime. This could have been done in regulation if he doesn't come up huge with that last stop on Pominville.
Folks can enter to be the Palm Fan of the Month, thepalm.com/fan. Ovechkin mops his brow. Erat sweats it out in the penalty box. And as Locker told you, it's 4-on-3 for another 55 seconds. Minnesota in the visiting whites. They'll be in Raleigh on Saturday. Caps will be in Phoenix. We'll keep your company on CSN. But between now and then, an overtime conclusion. John Carlson guns it off the boards and down.
Yeah, great start already for this 4-on-3 penalty kill. Good intercept, good stick position by Carlson on that pass from Suter.
Suter wheeling out of his own zone on his way to approximately, 38 minutes tonight? Piece of cake. Suter on the drop. Pominville, steady as she goes. Parisi. Pominville waits. Feeds Suter for a drive and right to the gut of Holtby.
That might have stung him a little bit as that puck was a high riser right into the chest of Holtby, and Holtby still bent over, finally gets that puck to give to the referee. That is a hard shot right to the midsection as they rotated the top 2 guys to let that blast go. Notice nobody in front, and he takes that right to the chest.
5 shots during this man advantage for Minnesota, and thankfully the officials are giving Braden a little bit of extra time to shake it off because he was uncomfortable after facing that flamethrower from Suter. Koivu, Suter, Parisi, Pominville, 4 on ice for Minnesota. Brooks Laich with Alsner and Carlson protecting Holtby for Washington. Adam Oates said it this morning. If it's a 4-on-3, I have no hesitation throwing Brooks Laich out there to kill. Hopes to win a draw against Pominville. Linesman Nowak sets it down. Koivu steers it on top for Ryan Suter. Suter closing. Koivu, 10 seconds in the man advantage. Parisi on a rotation. Suter for Parisi, one-timer. Great work by Olsner. Off the boards, but not out. Eratz out of the penalty box for 4-on-4. Suter closing in. Winds and fires. Stopped by Holtby, and the ricochets off the rink as the fans salute the penalty killers and the netminder.
No, both these special teams came into tonight's game, both ranked number 1 in the National Hockey League. A lot of skill on the ice against the 3 men. They had great goaltending. They had some solid blocks. That one right off the stick and out. And here's a nice isolation of Braden Holtby. And exactly what he's seeing as Parisi's trying to get there. That baby right up and over off the blocker.
Okay, so now it's a level playing field. Face-off story's been dominated by Minnesota. The Wild, they've lost all 3 games past regulation this fall, while the Caps have been victorious. Each game that's gone into overtime and then some. In fact, all 3 for Washington have required a shootout.
And they've got Greeny's skates all set to go. He makes his first appearance here in OT.
Nicholas Backstrom on the hop around Coyle. Jumps to the inside, fires! Harding makes the save. That was a beautiful move by Backstrom to lift the puck over the defender's stick. Coyle motors back through center. Backstrom with a takeaway. He's among the league leaders in that regard. Ovechkin spins off the hit. Rink wide for Green. 2 minutes deep into overtime. Deadlocked at 2. Granlund funnels it ahead for Coyle. Ryan Suter, surprised to see him on the ice. Suter turns and fires. Short side, knocked down by Holtby. Brodziak tiptoes in. Gets run to the ditch. You see the interchange with Spurgeon. Brodziak, cross ring. Scandella with a drive that was muffled by Ovechkin. To the front. Juggled out of the air by Backstrom. He's in need of a line shift, but the puck was played with a high stick for the whistle. At the other end, Nicholas showed off just how much touch he has.
Well, here it is, one-on-one. Watch the little play right here. He comes down, fakes a little play, a little flip over Suter's stick, creates a great scoring chance for himself. Some of the advantages of playing the off wing as you saw the attack. Flipped it to his forehand, got that shot away. 15 games, and there you take a look at his point totals. Nicely done by Nick.
I know a lot of players try that move, but Marian Hossa was the first one I saw do it so successfully and so consistently. Backstrom showing off there a few moments ago. Kicked ahead from Alston to Brouwer with a seam. Fire, stopped by Harding. Danny Heatley in control. More than halfway through overtime in Washington, D.C. with the NHL on Comcast Sportsnet. Spurgeon leaves it along the boards. Niederreiter turned back by Marcus Johansson, who tied it dramatically for Washington with less than 4 minutes to go in the game. Brouwer putting a flame under Scandella. Spurgeon settles right through the middle for Granlund, who has a tally tonight. Mikael Granlund one-on-one, and he works in offside on the rush.
Yeah, pulled that puck back to try to get around a defender on a crisscross with Niederreiter. And it drew himself offside. And as you look at his 12 points, a plus player, tied for the team lead when it comes to helping out.
Minnesota first-round pick, number 9 overall in the 2010 draft. Finnish-born center. Appears to have a very bright future. Mikhail Grabowski wins this face-off, working wide with Joel Ward. Ward looking to drop the hammer on the organization that first brought him to the NHL. Loose puck in front. Turning away, it's Niederreiter. 1:27 separating us from shootout festivities in Washington. Each team has earned a point in the standings as this puck hits a player on the Washington bench for a whistle.
Here's a look at Mike Green. Gary Suter was just on the ice. 2 offensive-minded defensemen when they picked the right spots. Love to see Mike Green get one. Ryan Suter, an opportunity that last shift, hasn't left the ice here in overtime.
Face-off win, another one for Minnesota. Scoring chances, the Wild closing in on 20 against Braden Holtby. 34 total shots, 7 better than Washington. Still in overtime for another 65 seconds on the run. Parisi closing in. Drive! And that's secured by Holtby. Shot number 35 for Minnesota.
Caps probably fortunate there that he misplayed the puck, did Parise, as he got that puck in full stride and pushed it outside, which meant that the shot was a sharper angle than he wants. Watch right here. Little push through at the blue line right here. Now watch him come, and then he loses the puck right there. And that forced him, Joe, on a wider angle, which actually makes it easier for the goaltender to square up. A sharp angle shot is not going to beat a lot of goaltenders.
Parise points in 4 straight, former 45 goal scorer back in the day with the New Jersey Devils. Koivu and Backstrom on the draw. Nicholas controls this one. Final minute of overtime, Karl Alzner in possession of the puck. Alzner moves out of his own zone with Alex Ovechkin, the franchise record holder for OT game winners. Ovechkin feeds, Carlson fires, missed it high. Ovechkin for Backstrom. Backstrom for Alzner, peppers that one. That one took a real bite out of Parise. John Carlson back for Alzner, winds and drives wide of Harding. Koivu collects it for Minnesota. 28 seconds left in OT. Ryan Suter, bad clearing attempt, worked out just fine. Mikko Koivu on the run. Koivu's drive was canceled out. Ovechkin ahead to Backstrom, looks rink wide. Carlson is jumping up. Pominville's the other way. Jason Pominville one-on-one, works to the interior. Alzner says, go away. 6 seconds left in OT. Pominville to point position, nobody home, and this game will require a shootout in Washington. Verizon Center faithful treated to extra time hockey. Harding and Holtby, both of them solid tonight. A 2-2 game that requires the shootout. It'll come your way in a moment with the NHL on Comcast Sportsnet. Comcast Sportsnet coverage of Capitals hockey tonight has been brought to you by Geico, saving people money on more than just car insurance. Nissan. This holiday season, get big savings at Nissan's Season to Choose. Shop ChooseNissan.com. The Palm Restaurant. Enter to be the Palm Fan of the Month at thepalm.com/fan. You could win dinner at the Palm and more. Crop Metcalf. For all your plumbing needs, call Crop Metcalf, home of the 5-star technician. And by Mercedes-Benz of Arlington and Mercedes-Benz of Alexandria. It's getting pretty chilly outside on a Thursday night here in the nation's capital. 2-2, just about set to start on a Geico shootout. Before that, we hear from Al Koken.
Well, Joe, with the Capitals now about to have their 4th shootout in 16 games, the other day I asked Capital goaltender Braden Holtby if he does any pre-scouting. He said absolutely not. The last thing he wants to do is expect a guy to make a move. For example, if a Zach Parise he sees on tape go backhand and he's expecting that move and he tries to go 5-0 instead, he said, I'll be expecting something and he'll fool me. He says the whole key for me is just to stay as patient and as focused as possible. If I can outweight them, force them to make the first move, that's how I want it. Let's see if the magic holds, as they've been perfect so far.
Al, the Capitals have won 8 straight shootouts going back some 3 seasons. This year, in fact, their last 7 shooters have scored. Remember the 4 in Winnipeg and 3 against Florida. As the Capitals elect to shoot first, Mikhail Grabovski goes gunning after Josh Harding. Grabovski glides ahead, and off we go in round 1. Mikhail Grabovski on the delay, forehand, no.
Man, got rolling on him, went to the forehand, the puck got up on end. Harding's very aggressive, stepping out and waiting for his first move. Key thing is, as Al mentions, is patience. There you see the rolling puck get away from Grabovski.
Jason Pominville in his career 38%. Pominville slowly snaking way wide. Pominville fires, glove, save Holtby.
Holtby outweighted him, and there's that quick release. He was trying to put it short side over the catching glove, and Holtz was waiting for that all along, it looked like. He made it look too easy. Here he comes in, and there it is to the catching glove, halfway up. He's not going to score in the NHL as he is taken away with the catching mitt of Holtby.
Alex Ovechkin against Josh Harding, hoping to give Washington a lead in round 2. Ovechkin will go wide. Work to his forehand and hit the post.
Save made by Josh Harding.
Right off the pipe when it went to the forehand too, did Alex. Well, elected to go to the blocker's side. A miss on the poke check doesn't cost their netminder as that puck rings the pipe.
Koivu routinely in shootouts, and he's very productive. Mikko Koivu to his backhand, off the crossbar.
Right on up and over the catching glove. That backhand got up in a hurry and had the goaltender beat. Here he goes to the backhand, and there it is. A direct clank off the crossbar, the goalie's best friend.
Nicklas Backstrom, who brought the curtain down against Florida in the shootout, tries to be the first to strike against Josh Harding. Backstrom fires and scores!
I like that shot that Nick has going there. And the fans are on their feet and the bench is going crazy. Here comes the shot again, right over the catching glove. And that puck quickly in and out against Harding.
21-year-old Charlie Coyle, who scored during regulation. His first career NHL shootout attempt comes right here. If he does not convert, it's over. Coyle fires, pad save, Holtby. Washington sweeps through the homestand with a come from behind 3-2 win.
It's a gutty performance tonight from the boys in red. You always want to go on the road with some nice victories on your belt. Home cooking has been great for this hockey team. Here comes Coyle, and once again, look at the calmness of the Capitals netminder Holtby. Looked like from up here there was absolutely no room that puck was going to go in. The boys on the bench delirious. They leave town on a roll.
Locker, I'm always curious whenever a Minnesota team that has Zach Parise doesn't use him in a shootout. He is a fabulous shootout performer.
I think he got hit at the end and it hurt his hand. I think he got hit right on his hand. That's why he wasn't able to perform.
There had to be something to it, because you wouldn't think you would hold him. As the Capitals salute, a splendid homestand for them and a 3-2 decision. For Craig Laughlin, for Al Koken, for all the men and women in our crew, Joe Beninati, thanks for your time. Be sure to join us. Our next Caps telecast comes your way on Comcast Sportsnet Saturday, 8 o'clock Eastern. It's the Caps in the Valley of the Sun against the Coyotes. Up next, Capitals post-game live. But first, a Geico Sportsnet Central update with Michael Jenkins standing by in the studio. For a long time, it looked like it was going to go Minnesota's way. But Johansson tied it late in regulation, and then the Caps win it, thanks to Nicklas Backstrom in the shootout.